from Seattle, Washington. It's Week 7 of the NFL on EA Sports. Justin Herbert and the Seattle Seahawks versus Baker Mayfield and the New York Giants.
Renamed in late 2020, there's a look at Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington. Tonight, we close out Week 7 with a good Monday night matchup between the New York Giants and the Seattle Seahawks. Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They're off to a terrific start, unbeaten at 5-0 through the first month and change.
And you can hang a lot of this early success on their defense, too. They're the tone setters for these guys, and the entire team feeds off of what they do.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick in the 2018 draft, the Oklahoma Sooner, Baker Mayfield.
And he is hot, hot, hot. Yeah, okay, so there's a blemish in there, right? He did throw one interception in the last game.
But 5 touchdown passes.
Okay, that's the offset you want.
I say bench him. 5 touchdowns, 1 interception.
You are tough, coach. I thought the ratio was if you got to 3-1, your quarterback was operating at peak efficiency. 5-1.
And a win.
And a win? Yeah, just let him keep throwing it.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender. Made him
what do you mean by that, bro?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
Mayfield on first down. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Was it Darius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground? That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now a nice throw. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Not only a fumble loss there, but a fumble lost on your first drive in your own territory.
Now you're dealing with a lot of stuff here because you feel bad going off the field because you gave up the football. How does your own defense feel now having to go out there and stop them when the momentum has clearly shifted in their favor?
Now here are the Seahawks in great shape to start their first drive. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert. 1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Now it's Herbert. Caught on the slant. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a 2nd consecutive completion.
Yeah, then what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter what defense you throw up there. He reads it, finds the open spot, and is available for the completion.
I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Justin Herbert looking to pass. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. George Pickens, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 7-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. He rifles one that's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. But no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick six.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
Now Myers for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. He's off to a pretty shaky start, to put it mildly. He's had 2 passes picked off and run back for touchdowns, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet.
Check the backer, check the backer.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. They'll get 4 on 2nd down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go. Mayfield to throw it. Has this complete to Daniel Bellinger. Finding room in midfield. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
We got 3. Keep 20.
Mayfield down. Hauled in over the middle by Rager. And they'll work this down inside the 30. 2nd down and 3.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Get that quarterback, D-line.
Up the middle with Barkley. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 1st down for the Giants as they pick up 12.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just...
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year, and the Giants get a bit closer. Gano the extra point, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. That time a 6-play drive, and it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. Taken in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Here's the seat. Leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. Walker now on 1st and 10. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. So, Charles, you look at this offense, so what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0, then lost 5 or 6 and went out in the 1st round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the Thanksgiving time frame, and you're still doing this, that's when things start to get real for a ball club.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Up the middle they run. It's Walker down at the 25. The Seahawks had a perfect 5-0 here to begin the campaign. And they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it. And that's what they're trying to get done here.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll try for the first with Walker. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 44 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Cordero Patterson. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
And while no one on the offensive line will get the 6 points next to their name, they should be credited with this one. Tremendous blocking to get the runner into the end zone.
The extra point now coming from Myers. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. The touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Robbie Anderson, 49 yards. And the Giants are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point try good by Gano. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Cordero Patterson to return it, bringing it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Kenneth Walker headed back out there. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. The offense on third down tonight, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 6. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. There he goes left side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, 70 yards, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead down to 3 touchdowns in 21. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Possession switching back to the New York Giants. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Throwing, Mayfield. Throw left side complete. That's Anderson. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And he will have a Giants 1st down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. Meanwhile, Mayfield's throw complete to Rager. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Regular. 180.
On 3rd down, Barkley. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. On 4th down, Matt Ariza sent on to punt. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this 1st half. Just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the 1st half. Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. They run with Barkley on first down, and he gets about 5 out of it. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it.
3 down, 3 down. 24 is the mic.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, where it was the Patriots who were able to come away with the victory. Mac Jones, strong as ever, as his guys finished off the first half at 7-1. Let's stay in the AFC East and head a few states down to check on the Jets at home at MetLife Stadium. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Denver Broncos. Zach Wilson, strong in the victory, as his guys run their record to 6-1 on the campaign. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville, see what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Kadarius Toney, a touchdown catch in the victory. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Herbert now. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Straight ahead, Walker. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Dexter Lawrence that time in on the stop. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. 50 yards rushing for him now to this point. Herbert wants to throw it on 3rd and 1. Buying time to his left. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. Herbert able to show his wheels as he gets the first. From the gun, it's Walker. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. So on 4th down, here's Jason Myers for the Seahawk field goal. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
180! Alert, alert! Alert, alert! 50's the mic! 50's the mic!
They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Again, it's Barkley. And some room to maneuver. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Seahawks 18. A tremendous play there from Saquon Barkley. 51 yards on the ground. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Barkley inside handoff. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. A handoff, Barkley running left, and he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
Oh, yeah, and here we go again. Here we go again.
From the gun, Mayfield. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Russell Gage from 8 yards out. And the Giants are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Gano the extra point, and the lead now down to 20. That time 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 78 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Pickens on the slant. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Up the middle, here's Walker. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Davis. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first. On 3rd down, here's Walker. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to Walker on 1st down. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations There'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
From the gun, Herbert on third down. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second and a couple. Here's Mayfield. That'll be caught by Anderson. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
180. No chance. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Danny. Hey.
Now Mayfield.
Mike's 50.
He'll find Hodgins there complete.
Let's go.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And that one complete to Hodgins. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 17-yard line. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And it's caught. Touchdown. Russell Gage with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Giants get a bit closer. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Mayfield going to try to throw for the 2. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Oh, were the Giants able to recover? Yes. Great job by the kick team there to get the football, but also don't forget about the man who started it, the lonesome kicker himself.
I love that you brought him into it because he doesn't get nearly the attention he deserves. Oftentimes it's only when it's negative. In this case,
oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble, and the Seahawks have picked it up.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 107 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. 1st and 10, it's Patterson. And some room to roam now. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Cordero Patterson with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Seahawks add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead is now 24. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds. They've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
24 is the mic. Watch one.
To throw, Mayfield. Completes it again to Gage. On the move past the 40. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Mayfield off the play fake. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
This ball complete to Rager. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Jalen Rager, his first touchdown on the year. And the Giants are able to cut into that deficit.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Hey.
What's that? 50, Mike 50. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength. What's that?
They'll look to throw. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. They're going to pass here with Herbert. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. It got his man complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. One last shot for Mayfield here. He's going to let it fly. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off season, but on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Seahawks, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll get another home date next week as the Browns will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.